Welcome back to another episode of Ascendance of a Bookworm. Today we'll be checking out episode 36, Blessing, the season 3 finale. Now, I'm excited and nervous and terrified all at the same time because this could potentially be the last episode of Ascendance of a Bookworm to be made at all. Who knows if we get a season 4? It's completely up in the air right now. From what we saw at the end of the previous episode, Myne was first kidnapped in the alleyway and then quickly rescued and saved by Gunther. On their way back to the temple, she used the blood that was scraped on her knee and activated the black charm that she had, which, you know, somehow is supposed to get Sylvester's attention and he's supposed to come and rescue her, but that is yet to be seen. Then we had the showdown in the temple with Myne versus Ugly Santa, fat, evil, ugly Santa, and Count Beanleswarts? Benizwarts? I don't know, doesn't matter. Evil Toad guy. Yeah, they had a Harry Potter wand battle, a few out of Avada-Kedavras. Avada Kedavra! But yeah, that was interesting for what it was. I was kind of disappointed that the animation was a little lacking, but, you know, this isn't the highest animated, you know, doesn't have the highest budget. You know, we'll take what we can get, but I'm excited to see how the last episode goes. I know from the source material that it is, at least reading it, it was a tearjerker for me, so I'm nervous, excited, I don't know. It's like going to a funeral. But anyway, let's not waste any more time and jump right into it. Let's start the last episode. It's the beginning of the end. Yeah, she lets her mana go. You just misunderstood. I really like this music. A tough choice. Avada Kedavra! He should be wrecked. What the fuck? Also, they should be shocked. Why is no one more surprised? And the hammer drops. Okay, I suppose that's a good way to start the episode. That's pretty funny. Let's listen to the intro one last time. Chapter 36, Blessing. And shit was crazy. And he knows he has to get shit started. Listen to this regal music. Activated my trap card. Damn. Ha ha ha. Can't even run. Who instigated most of this shit?
無礼者呼ばわりですか。私の弟。
弟？この二人、兄弟だったの？
マインとの縁組もどうせフェルディナンドの入れ知恵だろう。
Well, you're not wrong, but
俺は叔父としての忠告だ。わしはお前のことを考えればこそ。
oh, shut up. Look at those crocodile tears. Oh, thank you. Yes.
私は心からそなたを心配して。
してそなたを裁定する。おじい、そなたはやりすぎた。知罪に値する。
It's like Ace Attorney Royal Edition.
者も同罪だ。連れて行け。
Ha ha ha, take him away, boys.
マイン様、ディルクをお願いいたします。なんで私の時は助けてくれなかったの？
Oh, you stupid idiot. Don't do it.
シルベスター様、お願いがございます。
領主の養女としてそなたがどのように裁くのか見せてもらおうか。
Your first act as a noble. What do you decree?
デリアには孤児院に戻ってもらいます。誰のそば使いにもならず、ディルクをはじめ孤児たちの面倒を見るのがこれからのデリアの仕事です。
That orphanage that you hated so much.
養子縁組の契約を行う。家族を呼んでこい。はい。
Turning point 2.
ありがとうございました。
ギュンターおじさん、マインは？
後で必ず説明に来る。待っていてくれ。
Mine's gone.
休んだ方が良いのでは？
Oh, shut the fuck up.
普段は融通が利きませんね。
それはアルノーの方でしょう。
Oh, look at that smug ass smile. Fuck you.
下がれ。店を潰すことも考えたが、印刷業をここの産業として育てていくためには、
Yeah, that's kind of fucked, man. Just, you don't go around just killing people indiscriminately.
家族と会うことは今後禁ずる。
Yep.
父さんはひどい怪我をして怖い顔で迎えに来るし。
I wasn't paying attention in the last scene, but was she changed into her,
マインに何かあったんじゃないかっ
like,
て
fancy robes?
怖かったんだよ。
Because she seemed to be dressed up now, which would make sense if her, like, current robes got ruined in the battle, but I didn't pay enough attention. Nobles are talking, dear. Know your fucking place.
マインは今回の領主の養女になるマインにそなたらは邪魔だ。全員処分することも考えた。マインが暴走しそうなので、そなたらを残すことに決めた。
Well, thank fuck.
以後家族として会ってもらっては困る。
マインは死亡したと周囲に公表すること。以後マインと会うことがあっても、お互い家族とは名乗らないこと。マインに対して貴族に対する態度で接すること。
Aww.
以上が契約の内容になります。これに契約したら、マインはもう私の妹じゃなくなっちゃうの？
You don't get a choice in the matter.
そんなの嫌だよ。でも、二人の顔だけでもいいから見たいんだよ。
Why is there no animation put into Tuli's crying? It's taking me out of the moment.
顔だけでも見せて。トゥーリ大好き。私の自慢のお姉ちゃん。
Aww.
いつもははいはいと聞き流すお小言ももう聞けなくなるのかと思うと。
Yeah.
愛してるわ、私のマイン。私も母さん大好き。母さん、名前書こうか？母さんもトゥーリと一緒に字の練習をしていたのよ。
She's been learning just for you.
カミルを抱っこしてもいい？
Sucks she went through all that effort just to be able to sign you away, essentially. Hey, look, no crying, for once.
父さん、腕は大丈夫？結婚するなら父さんみたいに私を守ってくれる人がいいもん。
そういう時は父さんのお嫁さんになりたいって言うんだ。
That's adorable.
私、父さんのお嫁さんになりたい。
ずっと娘に言われたいと思っていたが辛いものだな。
私名前も変わるし、父さんのこと父さんって呼べないけど、父さんの娘だから。私も町ごと守るよ。
町ごとか。はい、抑えろ。
家族のために使わなきゃ。
You say that with so much confidence, but you've never done this before, and like anyone else could easily have like accidentally gone kaboom like a bomb, but like, oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah. Hey, Damuel. I bet anime onlys will be like, what the fuck was Frida doing there, but... Why does Sylvester get blessing? Gunther just seems so sad. Like, there's no mysticism in anyone's eyes. What the hell? Seems to just skipped over the whole name discussion, but whatever. Oh man. It just breaks your heart. Does that mean we won't get any more? Oh god, no. The story to be told is over? Fuck. But it's not. It's only just the start of another story. Suppose this is the end of the story of the commoner named Myne, but... As for the story of the noble named Rosemine, this is just the start. So, I don't want to be pessimistic about it, but that was rough. I don't even want to move the mouse. I don't want to see how much is left in the episode. I want to remain hopeful that there's something afterwards. What? Yeah?
ただいま。広場でギルに会ってマインの近況を聞けたぞ。よかった。早く教えて、父さん。
It's good to see that Gunther isn't all depressed.
新しい産業として領地に広めること。それが君の使命だ、ローゼマイン。
はい。みんなを守る。そのためにももっともっとたくさん本を作るんだ。
Damn straight you are. Make as many books as you can. Is this Karstad's estate? To be continued, no shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, please tell me we're getting another season. Oh, thank fuck. Unless it's like continued in the anime, or unless it means it's continued in the light novel, but like, oh, please give me hope. That gives me so much hope. Yeah, no, that was a good episode apart from some like animation blemishes. There was a few scenes and just like your eyes and eyebrows don't seem appropriate for the mood and atmosphere that's being transmitted right now, but no, I feel like they were able to hit on all the points. I'm curious to see how the anime onlys come to find Sylvester's reveal of him being Ob Ehrenfest, but with that knowledge being known, you can kind of look back at the previous episodes this season with the interaction with Sylvester and Benno, because at that time, Benno knew who Ob Ehrenfest is. He needed to go through him to get contracts signed and distribution of that magic ink is done through the Ob. So he had already met him, or at least like knew who he was and recognized him. So that's why Sylvester immediately kind of like pulled him aside and was just like, hey, don't ruin this. Like, I'm incognito. So that's kind of fun to know. And Myne's reaction to that was definitely hilarious. As for the family being torn apart, it definitely bittersweet, so much bitter. From this, Myne gives them all her magical blessing that kind of encourages them to move on without her, and probably with some influences of the gods, allow them to bring out more of their skills and abilities that are innate to them. Like Thule goes on to continue her path down hairpin and dressmaking. So like she continues to grow as one example, but there were several people that were influenced by Myne's blessing there at the end. For those that was wondering why Damuel was laying in bed and Frida just showed up randomly, we find out that Damuel's brother is the noble that Frida is assigned to, and after the battle in the temple, he was escorted out to his family home, where he was left to rest in one of the rooms that just so happened to be where Frida was staying that night to remove the mana from her devouring charms. And the room that she was planning on staying in was the room that they ended up putting Damuel in, so they accidentally just came across each other at that instant. So when he was blessed, he essentially woke up and then immediately bolted out the window, jumped on his high beast and flew off, and Frida was just kind of left standing there wondering what the fuck. But, you know, hopefully, you know, if they decide to do a few OVAs, because there was a lot of content from other perspectives that were kind of skipped over the last volume for part 2 of the light novel series. Like, at least a third of the last of it is just dedicated to side stories of other characters. So I would love to see that content covered in an OVA if possible, if they are doing a season 4. But yeah, if they are doing a season 4, I hope they increase the budget. That's my biggest complaint, because like, as for the pace and the amount of content that was covered, I didn't have too many issues. Like, I understand at the end of the day, an anime have to cut stuff for time, and certain details aren't necessarily required to get the plot. Like, I understand a lot of the stuff dedicated to food. It's just like the food aspect is just a personal enjoyment of mine. I like cooking. I like seeing how fantasy worlds talk about their food. One of those small details that I really liked about the series is just how they handled the cooking. So it was sad to see that cut, but I understand. As for the action, it was subpar. Like, I want to say par, but if I'm being honest with myself, it was subpar. The attack at the spring prayer was okay. It was fine. You know, that one was cool. I liked how the fog and the mist had like the arms represented through the miasma or whatever it was. So that was cool, and watching Sylvester pull off both of those spells that he did was a nice bit of animation, plus Karstad's giant sword explosion was the tiniest bit of Sakuga we could get in a series like this. But as for the wand battle last episode and then the end of this, or the start of this episode, it was average to subpar. It, like, I don't know, for something that could like easily inspired from like a Harry Potter sort of wand battle. Like, I just picture the last battle from the last movie, but even in comparison to that, and having to accept that it's going to be a lesser standard due to the budget of the anime, it still left me wanting more. Like, reading the light novel, you get the descriptions. Evil Santa's attendant Jenny, because she was left out open, like unprotected, the mana that was slashing through the room ended up like disintegrating the bodies that couldn't get to the shield. In fact, like, Delia was already behind the shield in the anime, but in the light novel she had to like crawl on her hands and knees with Dirk in her arms to get behind the shield. And a few that tried to got pushed back because they still had ill intent towards Myne, who was in the shield, so they got pushed back, and then they were just left exposed in the clashing mana. So I don't know, bits like that leave me lacking when I know what is described in the source material. But as for an adaptation, you know, it's fine. If I had to give this, like, the series as a whole, like season 1 to 3, a rating, I'd say it's an 8, but this season itself I'd say is like maybe a 7 or 6 when you factor in the animation to it. If you kind of look at it just face value as a story, I'd still say it's a fairly solid 7, maybe 7.5. It sucks because the light novel in my mind is a like 10 out of 10. I've read it 3 times. I'm on my 4th read through right now. with the pre-pubs through J Novel Club. Yeah, I can't say I'm disappointed in the anime. It definitely gave visual reference to a lot of things. It gave insight to a few details that were left omitted in the light novel. I hope we get to see more. But yeah. Thank you all for, checking in. If you did decide to tune into this reaction, this is the first time I've ever done something like this on YouTube. I don't know if I plan to continue doing this with future anime seasons, but I'm sure there'll be something next season I'll decide to watch, and who knows. But until next time, thank you guys for tuning in. Take care.